be honest with you, and just before anybody continue, I'm gonna change it up right quick, bro, because it's like trial and error. The topic isn't hitting my spirit like I want it to be, but something just came upon me to say this.
Okay.
So look, here's a new question, bro. Forget the trial and error, bro. What's your biggest mistake you have made? So, anyways, I'm back with the Youthful Education podcast. This is actually episode 6 of season 1. I'm really trying to think like when we're trying to end this season, because I had put season 1 at the beginning, but so eventually we're gonna do a season 2. That's a whole another story. But anyway, we coming to y'all. We talking about trials and errors and just differences in our life. And I'm joined with J5, Lil TJ, Jaqori.
What it do?
I really want to start it off today with a quote, bro. That's really how I want to start it off today. I had seen this quote in a book I was reading. It kind of meant a lot to me. So it said, I'm gonna say this a few times until you understand what I'm talking about. It said, both poverty and riches are the offspring of thoughts. I'm gonna say that one more time, and I'm gonna let it marinate for a little bit. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thoughts. I'm not gonna lie to you. That really changed my whole way of thinking, because when I heard that quote, I was thinking like it made me realize your thoughts is gonna dictate you if you're gonna be in poverty for the rest of your life or you're gonna be in riches. Right? I didn't realize how important thought was. Like, I have important thoughts, of course, and I try to strive to have a rich mindset. But at the same time, I never realized that solely your thoughts can dictate your poverty, you being in poverty, you being in or having riches. You know what I'm saying? Abundance of things. And bro, that quote was something huge for me. I mean, it was something huge for me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I strongly agree, because I mean, it don't matter what you like going for in life, period. It's a matter of the mindset that you have trying to attack it, you know? So if you come in with a positive attitude, I mean, you really have no limits. So if you thinking, the way you think is the outcome of your reality.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's deep.
I had a conversation.
I ain't really got much to add on to it, but like, it's basically what both of y'all said. Like, you think positively, like rich, your outcome is gonna be different than thinking negatively. So like, that's really all that is. Think negative, think positive. Like, you're gonna get the result of whichever one you do. So.
But that shit harder than it sounds, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you are in control of your thoughts, but that shit hard to like master, bro.
That's why you got to be like in the right mental space, bro. That's what people always say. Like, your mental. That's really all it is.
Hey, Jay, I got a question for you, bro.
So,
how important? Let me say this. What is meditation, and how important is it to you?
See, I use it for different things. I mean, everybody have their reasons, but I use it to calm my thoughts. When I first discovered it, it was more of like trial and error, me learning about myself and learning what it can do for me. Then once I started to learn about it and stuff, so now it's like to where I use it for creative thinking. You know how the daily basis, like I use that to train my subconscious to always, even in any situation, to like remain positive, because it's easier to drift off to a negative mindset. It's very easy, and I use that to meditation to like, be able to manage that and just take away from the physical and be in tune with myself.
Nice. That's deep. I just I ran across a video and I was thinking the same thing because meditation simply is just sitting your body down and just doing and just removing certain sensory skills, abilities you have, and just focusing on something. You know, like I was watching this video, man, bro. It's crazy. I think it was that video I sent you. It was crazy. Like, dude, he was talking about meditation and the power meditation has to the point where it can remove like traumatic experiences. It can change your whole way of thinking.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know, bro. I think more people got to meditate, bro. Like, meditation is something so huge.
I don't think he sent me that video though.
Okay, I'm tripping. I gotta send you a video.
But yeah, bro, it is you.
But not like you kind of went into the with the topic we used on my trial and error. Like, when it came to meditation for me, like when it came to my trial and errors, meditation, bro. I tried to lay on my bed and do it, and I always fell asleep every single time. I got to be in a position where I can't fall asleep. Yeah, I can still meditate, like, and stay focused on what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll meditate, bro. I know I'll just wake up days on days on days. I'm like, bro, I'm not experiencing the true riches that meditation can gift me, I should say. But like I said, that's kind of going into what we're talking about. And I really just wanted to pick y'all brains about this one. Just trial and error, which is, and it don't got to be a certain area in your life. It can be whatever you want to do, but like, and I can start off, y'all want me to, just to get some ideas going. But at the same time, it's like, just where in your life, when have you used the trial and error and actually found a successful method in doing something? Because I feel like a lot of people, you know, they get stuck sometimes trying to do something, they can't figure the right way out, or don't know how to start it. Like it might be football. Like somebody might want to go to the league, but it's like, bro, I'm trying this, but it's not helping me. And maybe y'all might have figured it out, or it could be, you know, finances. It could be whatever the case might be. But I don't know. Again, y'all want me so I can start it off? Y'all some juices flowing, or y'all got something y'all want to say?
What, Jaqori, you ain't said nothing, bro.
Right.
Jump in.
I just said he can go first, then I can go after him.
So you want to go first?
You go first, Jaqori.
I bet.
It's hard racing.
What? So,
come on, bro.
As in life is finding myself. You know, like when I was younger, I like left.
TJ, what's your room number, bro?
Bro, I'm talking.
Number? Bro, we in the middle of the podcast.
It's 40. Exactly.
It's
you over here doing, but it's your birthday and you think you doing something, bro.
You heard me?
What?
4104, bro.
All right, my bad.
Boy for the while.
Dony'e, you go. You didn't mess up my whole segment.
All right, bro, I'll go. I'll take it from the juices phone. So, anyways, I think the biggest thing in my life where I have used trial and error has been in my faith.
Not in my house, bro.
It's really been my faith, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you, because throughout my life, I've tried to have a successful life without faith. I tried trial and error. I was trying to make a lot of money, and I was trying to do like certain quick get money quick schemes. I tried to read books by myself, try to watch YouTube, try to study people, and all these things was not working. Like, I would try it, and it would be some type of error, and I'll be right back to where I was. And so, when it comes to people just trying to have a foundation and what they want to do in their life, when it comes to somebody just wanting to be greater than their current position, when it comes to somebody wanting to get out of their current position, you, like, for me personally, it's faith, bro. It's faith. Like, you need some religious foundation, right? Y'all weird, bro. You need some religious foundation to withstand anything you're gonna do in your life. So,
yeah,
like,
bro.
that's something like, I mean, that's just me. Like, I try life without faith, without Christianity, without my faith, and I also tried it with. And I promise you, it's so much better with it. Even I look at like, bro, even if it wasn't, even you when you pray and you talking to nobody, even if Christ Jesus never came on this world, bro, it's still so much you can learn, bro. It's still so much you can do to develop yourself. It's still beneficial. Let me say that the universe is still and its energy is still going for you, not against you. But
Yeah.
That's one big trial and error thing I'll probably definitely say.
For me, I say communication. I feel like that's a trial and error, just like in general, where everybody.
That's deep in the mindset. Okay. That's a deep one.
Whether that be like with my parents.
And like with me, I it's kind of hard for me to just sit still and learn something.
Boy, just gonna stop you.
Huh?
But TJ was just taking a whole spiel. I know what you just gonna say.
Not look, J5 man. You don't know the time in the day.
What I do, bro?
Just mute yourself until we say you.
Bro.
I don't even know what he said.
I don't know, TJ. You might well just keep going, bro.
Oh, all right, but like I was saying, like communication. So whether that be like with my parents, friends, coaches, or in like a relationship in general, like I feel like sometimes, even now, I'm more of a respectful person. Like I know some people that won't hold their tongue at all. Like they just say whatever. But me, like the way I was raised, like sometimes I wouldn't say I hold my tongue, but I'm more so like I just keep it in instead of like actually communicating like either what I feel or how I think something should go or whatever. And I think I've gotten a little bit better with that, with just voicing my opinions. So like that's basically all, just voicing my opinion and communicating with whoever. I feel like that's like one of the biggest trial and errors that like almost everybody has. But for me, I think that was a big one.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. And just before anybody continue, I'm gonna change it up right quick, bro, because it's like trial and error. The topic isn't hitting my spirit like what I want it to be, but something just came upon me to say this.
Okay.
So look, here's a new question, bro. Forget the trial and error, bro. What's your biggest mistake you have made in your life, and what have you learned from it? And be completely honest. Be completely honest. I can start it off right now. I can do it. Be completely honest, cuz it's a family. Come on.
And me here.
Podcast.
You said what?
You say what?
Can't be too honest on this podcast.
Why not? Can. Boy, he want to go to jail.
He told me I can't be too honest. Fuck.
I feel like with my profession, I made me younger. You know how I used to be as a person. I wasn't as mature and basically I was more of a childish like type. I was more childish, more easily manipulated or gullible, I should say. And my spirits was weak, and I was mentally softer than I am now. But by me being that way and in that mindset that I was in, comparing it to now, I made a lot of mistakes, you know.
Say one on. Say one on.
Not doing things that I'm gonna get to it, man. Not doing it and saying certain things that needed to be said and needed to be done, you know, in order to like, you know, for me to be a couple steps ahead of where I'm at now, you know. Back in high school, you know, I think sophomore, freshman year, I was in some trouble, you know, and I didn't get to, you know, run track, play football for a couple years. So from 8th grade to my sophomore year, I was in a lot of trouble. I didn't get to do, you know, so it can increase my athletic performance, I guess you could say. But by that happening to me, you know, it really opened my eyes for me to be like, because it felt like it was so close, like it wasn't even that long ago. And it was like, it made me realize like time, bro. Like time, you can't really waste time nowadays because everything is really in the blink of eyes gone. Like you can't even get that back. You can't even go back. You can't even fix it. So I mean, it made me realize, open my eyes, like I gotta do everything now. That way, when I look back in the future to what I did now, I'll be able to live with myself and know that I put my all into what I had to do.
Yeah.
What's up, TJ?
Honest. Sure. Let's see. I had some pretty. I like just like element. I wasn't no super troublemaker, nothing like that. Like I always really like kept my nose clean or whatever for the most part, but I did have my fair share, getting in trouble. But this is more like elementary school, but then I kind of like settled off of that. But I think I wouldn't even say this is a mistake, more so like me being young and not really processing and thinking of like what's going on and really just evaluating the situation. It'd be when I transferred schools. So like something happened with one of the coaches. Uh, with me and the coach, we had a little agree to disagree. Whatever happened, and then next thing you know, like me being a freshman, I thought it was like I kind of took it as disrespect. Like, dang, you really gonna think of me like that? Like, basically. So then after, us as kids, we're gonna go tell our mom or our folks or whatever. And then looking back at it, I feel like, and then I ended up transferring. But looking back on it, I feel like if I would have, really sat down with my mom and then made an informed decision, I probably would have still been at that school. But hey, to me, I think everything happens for a reason. I still ended up, getting my first offer at the other school I transferred to, Cedar Grove. I'm gonna put that one out there, Cedar Grove. I got my first offer there. I won 2 state championships there. I played a national schedule. Like, I feel like I really got better exposure too. But the other school, like, I feel like I played with some of the better athletes too in the country. Like I played with Eric Gilbert, dude named Mike Wright, my boy Arrington. Like I played with some top players in the country, but I do feel like if I would have sat down, made that informed decision, I would have still been at that other school. I I don't like to think of it as a mistake, but that's one thing I would like go back on and probably do differently. So yeah, that's one thing.
Sure.
Well, that gotta be me.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's kind of a hard thing. Like, same thing with you said, TJ. Like, I kept my nose out of the dirt. I ain't want to feel me make too many mistakes. I was cautious with what I do and what I do when I was younger because I wanted to be better than my folks. So I say my biggest mistake in life I have right now is not really listening to my parents on growth, because I always thought in my mindset I knew what was best for me. And like I'm gonna, do what I gotta do and y'all don't know what I go through and stuff like that. But in reality they exactly knew what I was going through or been through it before and stuff like that. So it was like I give you one example. So I was going to this party, right? It was on like a Saturday, and my mom told me not to go to it because it sounded like trouble. Because it was, you know how it be.
Yeah.
I ended up getting into a little fight or whatever, and it got on the news or something like news because I was, in high school and stuff like that. So they almost ended like I think it was my junior year. And if I would have listened to my mom, my whole season would have ended up different. And, from that point on, I always took in consideration what my parents said and parents, coaches, teachers, and stuff like that, because, at a young age, you can say you know what's best for you, but you really don't because you feel me, it's more to life other than what you got in high school or like where you at right now. So like that's my biggest mistake because it could have went really bad, would have been worse than what it was. So yeah, that's what I got.
That's real.
Yes. No, that's something real for sure. A big mistake I've done, man.
Together.
A big mistake I've done, man. I would say leading up to my mistake in high school, I was like I started off like my freshman, sophomore, junior year, like a really cool kid. Like I kind of knew who I was. I was a quiet kid. You know, I was cool because I did sports and I was kind of decent, but like I never really like hung around the crowd. I didn't do too much, but I kind of still listened to what they were saying. Like I surrounded myself with this environment. So every single time these dudes, and also I was a virgin from like my freshman year to my junior year. So all these dudes would be like, tell all these stories and they talk about, you still a virgin, this and that. You know, they'd just talk about women. And me not knowing, I was subconsciously getting changed every single time they said that, even though I didn't even know it until it was too late. So I'm sitting there like every day at lunch. You know how to go to high school. They just talk about girls all the time. And I heard that for years on years on years. To the point where in high school, it's like you look at girls like when you trying to have sexual relations with a girl, you look at it as achievement and not the beauty behind sex. So you be like, oh, I just did that. Like you like, oh, I'm telling my boys we do this and that. It's not really like that. You're not looking for the connection piece. You're just looking for achievement, a trophy to hang up above your head. Say, I'm just that dude. Even people still in college do that all the time. But I had developed it. I was that type of dude. Like I was the type of dude leading into my senior year. Like I changed like that because I always had like a little relationship when I was my junior year. It was like a really toxic relationship. It wasn't her fault. It was my fault. It was both our fault. And then after that, bro, I was heartbroken. Like I always said, the most dangerous person in the world is a heartbroken man. Right? So I was heartbroken. So, I turned it up. Everything they were saying, I'm like, you right. So I just went with the flow. I lost who I was as a developing young man, and it led to me like messing up a lot of stuff I had going on. It led to me just having self-control problems. Like when it came to just like sexual desires, it led to that problem to the point where my biggest mistake with my life is I cheated on a girlfriend that I'm with right now. I think that was the biggest thing. I said it before on YouTube, man. That's like the biggest thing, man. I cheated on my girl. They always joke when I say it, but I was chasing booty, man.
You you with her right now?
Yeah, I'm with her right now.
She forgave you?
It's a progress, but yeah, somewhat, yeah. We've been together for basically 2 years.
I want to say about you, man.
Hold on. So J5, what you saying is like his girl can't forgive him?
No, I
yeah, exactly what you saying.
It sounded like
that did not come out of my mouth.
No, I'm saying it sounded like it. Like it just seemed like, oh dang, she forgave you. Like
no, I'm saying because bro, most girls don't. I think like cheating is the barrier where like girls cross the line. I mean, they trying to be normal nowadays, but I think
it shouldn't be normalized. But I feel like sometimes if a girl, if she really do see the real in you and know like hey, that's not you. Like all right, you made a decision, and then the dude,
change,
owns up to it and is like, yeah, I did that, and like works with her and shows like he can change and will change.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I had something kind of like go kill. So I understand a little bit. I had something like that happen,
bro. You know what? A lot of mistakes nowadays. I feel like this was my biggest mistake. It was not being my own thinker.
Yeah, I feel like that.
I feel like that was the breaking point between me then and me now. Me becoming my own thinker. I mean, going through that like high school stage, like Dony'e said, chasing booty and chasing girls all around and shit. It made like you didn't notice that you was changing into the way everybody else was being. You didn't notice that until it was too late.
Right.
And then you lose yourself in that, trying to be like everybody else, do what everybody else doing, it's like you started to become like everybody else. So then once I saw and realized that was happening to me, that's when I started to find myself again, and I became my own thinker. And I feel like that's the main thing. I feel like if everybody was their own thinker, I don't think nothing would be the same how it is now.
I didn't mean to cut you off though, Dony'e, though. You can go back.
That's all good. I was gonna say like even like TJ, bro, you knew me, but like in the fall versus now, like I'm not some completely different person, but I have changed.
Yeah.
Because like, bro, like I think that needed to happen in my life. Like I didn't even know who I was. Like the whole last year when I was with her, bro, I always used to say like I don't feel like I'm in a relationship because I never let myself fully commit to it. Like I would say stuff and I would never commit to it. So I had cheated, and it's like when I told her, bro, and I just heard the emotions, bro, it just like it was like some kind of broke, but then months down the road, it's like when you never know how much you love and miss something until it's gone. So like when she was gone, I was sitting there, bro. I was just sitting in my room, bro, like just devastated, cause like I would be like, bro, like I was so like I was so not me. Like it'd be moments where I'd be disrespectful, moments I was doing too much, where I'll say this and that. Why'd I do all that? Like I was sitting there just contemplating everything I said and I was doing, bro. All the actions I had in a relationship, and it like if I wanted to be with her again, so it forced me to change to the man I am now. Like I wasn't on faith, I wasn't on meditation. Like some people think like you always been like this. No, I just started being like this year. Like I just started doing all this. In the fall, I was a completely different guy. I wasn't like completely off, but I was a little different. And it's just like I had nights where I cried, like I couldn't even control my tears coming out. I had moments, bro, where I felt so weak, and I felt so irritated. I had moments where I was outside in the dark yelling at myself for the actions I did, and just disappointing myself. Like you really did that. Like you really acting like a kid. And it was just like, bro, them moments just changed my life. Like I tried so much different things. I had moments where I'll run or I'll work out, so I physically could not do nothing no more just because I felt like I deserved something. Like it was that one mistake I did. It was a mistake for definitely, and I wish it didn't happen. But I can't even say I wish it didn't happen because it made me the man I am now. So I feel like I'm a totally better man from that. Like that was something that was so impactful in my life, and it just changed me completely because like I look at things so different now. But that's all I have to say about that, man. Like that was an emotional mistake for me.
Glad it happened. You're a better man.
I was about to say that, bro. As long as you're growing, bro.
Yeah.
If you know your wrongs and you growing from it, bro, you're a better man, bro. Not a lot of people can own up and realize what they're doing wrong and take accountability.
Probably think about it.
Say what?
It's that he had, like you learn from your wrongs.
Oh yeah. That's something real, bro. Like,
Right.
I guess that's probably why I felt it so deep in my spirit. Cause I was just thinking, like, man, that's something that's like we all have our biggest mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have some bigger. We probably gonna potentially have some bigger mistakes in our life. We is human. It's in our human nature to just go with the flesh wants, pleasures that are short term, not having long term greediness. So it's like it's still gonna keep happening. I just want people to know, like, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna do this and that. And we not perfect, nobody's perfect. But as long as you learn from those mistakes and make a commitment to become better, then you can completely fine, regardless of what you did. And if you want to look at it biblical, there was this guy in the Bible that I want to say it was Apostle Paul who wrote a lot of the books in the Bible. I don't know if it was him for sure, but it was a story how I talked about a dude that was murderous, like he was killing Christians. I'm talking like laying them out. And then he found God and he became, I think, an author of some of the books. Like, it's just crazy if that story is correct. It's just crazy to think that no matter how bad you did, you can always change your life completely around. You just gotta, like J5 talked about, you gotta be your own thinker. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even to go even deeper now, you gotta be your own thinker and know what you should and should not be thinking about. Know the difference between positivity and negativity. Know what the difference between what's good in your life and what's bad in your life. Know the difference and be self-aware of what's bad in your life. and get rid of all that stuff, all them people that have that sinful behavior around them.
Yeah.
And bro, like the crazy part about this shit is by me growing, I used to hang around like the crowd I used to be around. When I was in my true self, I should say, like the crowds, like Dony'e was saying, he started to become like them, and he didn't notice until it was too late. And like you got to be cautious of who you hang around because you don't really know like what you're picking up on from everybody else. You feel me? Like back then, I hang around people that wouldn't like had the same interests, or I mean, not the same interests, but like same outcome and goals that I have. You know, we weren't going in the same direction. You know, towards success. And then I feel like now it's more of like I became conscious and aware of like what I was doing back then. Now it's like I surround my people with the same surround myself with people with the same common goal. And I feel like that because like when I met y'all, it wasn't even like I was picking. It was like we just gravitated towards each other. We all kind of thought the same. We already had like a common mindset, you feel me? So it was like,
Oh, you done? Okay. I thought you were still talking. But no, like, you know, like, and that's so crazy you say that because, like, I remember when J5 first came in, bro, he was, like, quiet. And I used to see him and he'd be, like, I'm doing his own stuff. I'd be like, bro, buddy look mean, like he don't mess with people for real. But I never, like, talked to him for, I don't even know what I first said to J5. Like, because I forgot what it was. I remember we said something. We was talking, I remember me and him first, he asked me about my celibacy. Or he said he was talking about it and we got to talking about it. And after that day, bro, I knew I was like, oh, we're going to click a little bit better than most people. Because he was talking, it was like, that was the first conversation. We was talking about celibacy, semen retention. He was like talking to me about how long I did it, this and that. And it was like, I knew that day I was like, oh yeah, we're going to click a little different. Just because we just think about the same thing. Like some people don't even put that in their mind. Like, oh, I'm never doing that. But
a lot of people.
I've been on that too.
That's when, like, if you're able to control your sexual desires for a long period of time, it's the hardest thing you can do, but it has the highest benefits. And it's like you have to be so mentally in tune and tough.
Like
it'll change your whole perspective of life.
Like I ain't gonna lie. Look, we got less than a minute, but I ain't gonna lie. Like
I was gonna say,
friends, like some of our friends, like they gonna join you for. They be like, damn, you ain't getting no play, you ain't doing this, but like at the same time, like I ain't gotta have it, like you know what I'm talking about? Like it's like one of them, like, bro, it's not a need, it's more of a,
it's like a beef type of thing.
Like it just happened, like
yeah, it's like a short term pleasure, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but you show right, we got like less than a minute, so I'm just gonna say thank everybody for their time, for their ear, for watching the podcast. I was really gonna have to do a second season to change the whole game of eventually, but man, I'm blessed to have everybody who's listening, man, because on a consistent basis.
What was up?